Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you are all doing well. Welcome back to Film Sprinter. In today's video, we're going to talk about the most expensive items of Pawn Stars. In case you guys don't know, this is the second part of our previous video. If you have not watched that video, then the link is given in the description. Go ahead and check it out. So, without any further ado, let's begin. 1961 Vic Flicks Fender Stratocaster guitars, $70,000. Vic Flick came out with his guitar and no one knew who he was, instead of the guitar expert himself. As it turned out, Flick was the man that taught some of the greats, including Jimmy Page. This is one of the most unique moments in the show's history, and after confirming who he was, Rick made the bargain for an amount of $55,000. 1932 Ford Roadster Model B, $75,000. When Rick made a house call to check out a seller's 1932 Ford Roadster Model B, it was available in a great condition. Rick brought Danny to take a look. He verified the value of this vehicle to be around $75,000. After shooting him away, Rick turned to the seller and started up to settle a deal for the car. After a difficult negotiation, they finalized the deal on $68,250. 2014 Hertz Penske GT Mustang, $75,000. This was the only GT Mustang with a 6-speed manual transmission, so in order to give it an actual test drive, Rick pulled in a buddy, Joey Logano, who took it on the Las Vegas tracks to really rip it up. The rarity of the vehicle makes it one of the most famous GT Mustangs created in the past few years. The seller began negotiations at $75,000, while Rick offered $60,000 and did not offer a cent more. After a few back and forths, Rick stayed with $60,000 and finally made the deal. Bronze O.J. Simpson statue, $80,000. This is one of the most unique items that has entered through the doors of Pawn Stars. This statue utilized it to sit by his pool at the popular Rockingham Avenue home in Los Angeles. When he carried the statue into the shop, he was predicting to get $125,000. He actually got it when he performed a radio interview and the stations had the statue and wanted to give it to him. Fabergé Spider Brooch, $80,000. In one of the most surprising moments in Pawn Star history, a seller came into the shop looking around to offload a chunk of jewelry that they got from a relative. The seller revealed that the spider brooch to Rick, who quickly examined it. While looking very nervous and excited, the seller only wanted a couple $1,000s for it, while Rick offered her $15,000. 1932 Lincoln Roadster, $95,000. Uncle Phil got this car from a museum a few years ago and was looking to get $100,000 for it. This beautiful car might be worth $100,000, which he was also looking for. However, Rick agreed to a deal and said that this type of item would be tough to sell because of a limited market. Uncle Phil was not going to negotiate until the idea of selling him gold popped up, and the deal was hit for $95,000. 2001 New England Patriots Super Bowl championship ring, $100,000. Former New England Patriots defensive back Brock Williams showed up at the shop one day to make a deal for his memorial 2001 Super Bowl championship ring. What made this ring collectible was its glamour, which was covered with 143 diamonds. It was also prepared with 14-karat white gold. Rick ended up purchasing it for $2,000 as a collateral for a loan and protected it. It is now worth $100,000. 1922 Proof Piece High Relief Dollar Coin, $100,000. This coin is one of the most incredible coins you will ever see on Pawn Stars. It is one of those few coins that are great in the denomination universe. The dealer of the coin ended up winning it in a card game and needed $20,000 for it when he came into the facility. But after an expert came in and took a look at it, the price shot up to $100,000. After Rick concluded a good price point of $80,000, a deal was finally struck. Stephen Stills 1941 Gibson SG200 guitars, $105,000. Stephen Stills was a member of the rock and roll group. When a young man showed up with it in the shop, it did not take very long for an expert to verify the authenticity of it. The guitar was worth $75,000, but being acquired by Stephen Stills converted it to a price of another $20,000. Rick offered $85,000 to strike the deal, and one of the reasons Rick loved this guitar is because how quickly it flew off the racks from pawn shops. 200 pounds of silver, $111,000. The owner Jeff decided that it was the time to get paid on the investment which his father told him about when he was younger. He came into the shop with sacks of bags of silver. The only problem was a giant silver bar which was filled with other metals. Rick tested it, which was cool to see. He found out it was the actual deal. The offer came in for $111,000, but was the maximum amount which they could do for the silver. It was also because of the exclusive amount of profit margin that it could bring him. Alright, that's it for today. We will see you in our next video. Thanks for watching.